Right League Podcast. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your family, tell your haters. Available on Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Radio Public, Podchaser, Good Pods, Pocket Casts, Breaker, and Stitcher at Rec League Podcast on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, at Rec League Pod on Twitter. Episode 88. Available now. Yo, whether you watching this from Facebook, Twitter, click the link in my Instagram or YouTube itself. What up, world? So, I just watched Lightyear. It is the 26th Pixar Animation Studios release. It stars the voices of Chris Evans, Uzo Aduba, Keke Palmer, Taika Waititi, Isaiah Whitlock Jr., Dale Souls, and Peter Sohn. It is directed by Angus MacLane, who directed Finding Dory. You got astronaut, not toy, astronaut Buzz Lightyear, who, with his squadron, platoon, team, gets stranded on a planet and is trying to work towards a solution to get back home, to continue being a space ranger, and obstacles present themselves. Yes. This is not for all the Karens out there, for all of the not my Buzz Lightyear detractors out there. This is not about the action figure. You are a toy, you are a child's plaything. This is not about the Tim Allen version of Buzz Lightyear. This doesn't really have anything to do with Toy Story. And I love Toy Story. I love, since I was 9 or 10 years old, I have loved this franchise. This is, honestly, I kind of think this is Pixar's apology for Toy Story 4. Toy Story 4 is not bad. I like Toy Story 4. But Buzz Lightyear was dumbed down so much in Toy Story 4 that I just feel like somebody was like, hey, like, what if we did this with Buzz? And I don't want to say exactly what this is if you don't know, because it could be considered a spoiler, but this just isn't the toy. This was the inspiration for the action figure. That's as far as I'll say as far as what it is related to. But let's just say this version of Buzz Lightyear, let's equate it to the Loki TV show. Even Spider-Man No Way Home. This is a variant of Buzz Lightyear. And in this version, Chris Evans is perfect casting. Chef's kiss. And he delivers some lines in reference to the Buzz that we know, the Tim Allen version. And they hit so perfect. I was geeking out. And some of those are in the trailer to hook you. It's amazing. The trailers for this movie were perfect. There's a star man. I was hooked. I loved the trailers. Like what I wanted this movie to be, it just wasn't. And when I accepted what this movie was, I was hooked and locked in because it reminded me of stuff from my childhood. But yeah, like Chris Evans playing a human version of Buzz Lightyear was perfect casting to me. His tone, his delivery, it all works. And him, like there's a shot in the trailer where he's like opening a cabinet or whatever, and he's looking at his suit the same way that Steve Rogers is looking at the Captain America suit in the original Avengers. That shot, I don't believe, made it into the movie. I think it was just placed in the trailer for that Captain America reference. But there are a couple nods and winks and references to Captain America that I thought were very cool. There are so many aspects of this movie that just I'm big fans of. Obviously, astronauts. I obviously Pixar. I love Pixar. Um, I like. There's a team made up of Keke Palmer, Taika Waititi, Dale Souls, and they're perfect in their roles. I love what they brought to this story. Uzo Aduba, but and Chris Evans, their characters have this connection and this bond. It borders on familial, and what it evolves into and relates and affects other characters works. This movie, it's Pixar. There's humor. It's funny. It's Pixar. There's emotion. There's tension. The way the movie sets up, like maybe we can call it a prelude, but the ball rolls into what the main plot ends up being. There's excitement and action throughout. This is almost 2 hours long. This is pretty long for an animated release, but I was never bored. I was never like looking at my phone or my watch trying to see how much time was left. I was invested and locked in off jump. The villain, obviously Zurg is the villain. This is kind of set up for Buzz, for an origin story, if you will, for Buzz, for Zurg. And even with Zurg, like there's a cool little like Toy Story 2 tip of the cap that I don't know if a lot of people are gonna catch, but it was great. Like I'm a sucker for references. I'm a sucker for astronaut movies. Like what do we have? Lightyear and Planet 51. Planet 51 might be a little underrated. I don't really remember it. I haven't seen it in like 12 years. But Lightyear is by far the best animated astronaut movie we've ever gotten. There are like, it's just like one word references, but Toy Story characters get referenced. I'm just saying, like it wasn't like Up or Onward or Soul, where the story gets so emotional that you like physically react, but the emotion is there. There are a couple scenes where I was like, man, like this is really getting in the feels. Karens are trying to downvote this on the fan allowed voting sites, IMDb, Rotten Tomatoes, whatever the fuck, because there's a same-sex kiss. It's a split-second scene. It's a peck. It's not even like, oh, they're teaching our children. Bro, no, they're not. It's 2022. There are intergender, interracial, same gender, same race, whatever. Like, whatever combination you can think of exists in the world today. Kids are gonna see it in the real world. Who cares if they see it for 2 seconds in a movie? It's like Sulu in Star Trek Beyond. It was a split second and it doesn't even affect the plot like that. Who cares? I feel like there might be some stuff that I am forgetting to touch upon, but I loved this movie. I love Pixar, and I've given so many high score ratings to Pixar that this might not crack my top 10, but it's in the top half of everything they've put out to me. It's just, you have to accept that this just isn't the action figure version of Buzz Lightyear. So, like, when you don't hear Tim Allen, it was a strategically planned decision to not cast Tim Allen. Toy Story 5 can still happen with Tim Allen. A Disney Plus Toy Story show can still happen with Tim Allen. And like I said, it's just like the way Buzz was kind of used in Toy Story 4 was kind of insulting to Toy Story 2, Toy Story 3, Buzz Lightyear. So this is kind of the, hey, we did a disservice to Buzz in Toy Story 4. Here's this cool little thing we did. Like I said, like the full range. It's funny. It's emotional. It's tense. It's exciting. It's an action sci-fi animated movie. And in my opinion, Lightyear is dope as fuck. Have you seen Lightyear, man? What did you think about it? Positive, negative, somewhere in between? Let me know. I have recently watched and reviewed Jurassic World Dominion. I have recently watched and reviewed Top Gun Maverick. Check those out. Next weekend I want to watch and review Elvis and maybe The Man from Toronto. That's gonna be on Netflix, but it was supposed to be in a theater, so I might review it. It's Kevin Hart and Woody Harrelson, and I've been mildly excited for it amidst all the delays. The week after that is Minions: The Rise of Gru, which I am again excited for. So be on the lookout. This past podcast episode, we talked Pixar franchises, Toy Story, obviously, Finding Nemo, The Incredibles, Cars. Check it out, man. Like, the podcast is fun. With all the views we've been getting over there lately, man, I hope some of that bleeds over here. So like, subscribe, comment, find me where you find me, man. Don't know where to find me. Watch these credits. Peace.